Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking, and this morning I'm from Richmond Green Chambers talking about a book from Edward Elgar Publishing Limited, an independent publishers, and it's about cigarettes, which I think is quite an interesting topic. It's called Public Health and Plain Packaging of Cigarettes, Legal Issues. It's been edited by a number of people: Tania Voon, Andrew D. Mitchell and Jonathan Liberman, with help from Glyn, Ayres. The title we've given it is taken from an Australian tag: Big Tobacco, Informed Debate on a Timely Topic. And what we say about the book, which is here, is this: Hell hath no fury like a tobacco company scorned. Now that the principle of plain packaging of cigarettes has been reasonably well established across a number of jurisdictions worldwide, it's enlightening to note, as the expert contributors to this book have done, the positively incandescent rage demonstrated by various large and litigious tobacco companies in their overtly hostile and muscle-flexing attempts to bully governments into submission over the plain packaging issue. Interestingly, it's Australia, the first country to introduce mandatory plain packaging of tobacco products, that this has been one of the prime targets of the wrath of what the Aussies call big tobacco. Hence the fact that the learned, well-researched and quite enlightening articles in this book are mostly from Australia-based academics whose outlook is international and whose research is truly impressive. This has been published in 2012. This is the book itself. It's a very small one, spine, and then there's the back. It runs to something approaching, just have a look, about 250 pages. There's an index right at the back, and as with the Edward Elgar publications, you've got a lot of detailed footnotes at the bottom. You have numbering of the various subheadings within each of the chapters, and what you've got, of course, is, again, you can see here with chapter 7, what you've got is a standard statement about the sort of research that's been conducted. What the publishers, Edward Elgar, do is produce a lot of work which is a very high academic standard of work. These are the contents pages here, and what they do is they try to show, these are the contributors, they try to show what the issues really are in something as delicate and difficult as this area of law, because you're dealing with a lot of money, you're dealing with a lot of really serious issues, allegations being made, so you've got to be very careful how far you can go. However, we know where we're going at the moment with this subject. As I say, this book has been published in 2012. It's probably only one example of the intellectual and legal firepower that the country Australia has had to enlist in order to tackle the relentless campaigning of powerful cash-rich tobacco companies against it over its stand on plain packaging. We know, of course, that we're moving towards that even in the United Kingdom. But I think I'm not going to mention the names of individual companies. Do read the review itself. I've checked it over in case there's anything that might be possibly defamatory. I don't think there's anything there at all. What we're doing is stating facts as far as where we are at the moment with what is a changing view about the use of the cigarette. It was in 2001, for instance, that Clinton, then president, signed an executive order where there were, in fact, the beginnings of serious prohibitions about promoting the sale, export, or use, therefore, of tobacco products. And, of course, since that time, a lot of things have changed. Let me conclude by saying do read the review and do have a look at the book. I'm sure there will be more books coming up on this subject in due course. If you're interested in tobacco regulation in the international arena, therefore, this is the book for you. With its massive array of research resources, including the extensive bibliographies and the lists of legal instruments and so forth, it will certainly assist and inform practitioners, scholars and policymakers in both law, medicine and public health worldwide. I think it's courageous to produce something like this because you're up against very big organisations with a very strong mandate of their own. Thank you and good luck to all concerned. Bye bye.